Hi there. I'm Tobias Beckwith, the founder of Your Magic Inc., where we take the secrets of magicians and other entertainers and apply them to making you a more effective innovator, team builder, communicator in the context of your business. This is my friend David Morey, CEO of DMG Global. David's the author of 4 best-selling books on business and innovation. David has advised and strategized for 20 winning global presidential elections. He has consulted to 5 Nobel Peace Prize winners and countless Fortune 500 CEOs and other executives. David became fascinated by magic a few years ago, and we met through the McBride Magic and Mystery School, which I helped found years ago. We hit it off, and our 2 books, Creating Magic Business and The Wizard's Way, are complementary. They teach many of the same principles in different ways. Well, the first weekend of October, David and I are combining forces to teach Creating Magic in Business, a workshop for you if you want to make sure that your business stays on the cutting edge, that you continue to disrupt, that you continue to function as the underdog, not the incumbent, and we give you ways to communicate better, to build better teams, to innovate more strongly, and in general have a great time with your business. I hope you can join us. I'm Tobias Beckwith, and I look forward to seeing you the first weekend in October. Click the link below the video to learn more. Thanks for watching.
There's a center lane that's open.
Well, Rob, it'll be a day where we hope and pray.
They've got to find ways to rebut, get the truth out there, and then go up high.
That's a good retort.
David Morey is one of the world's top speakers and strategists. He's advised 19 winning global presidential campaigns, written 4 best-selling books, including a #1 new release on Amazon, worked with a who's who of some of history's most famous CEOs, and added hundreds of millions of dollars of value to some of the world's greatest companies.
I want to talk to you about how to win, how to innovate, how to lead change.
Morey teaches audiences how to win in the toughest environment.
I'm saying that not to impress you, but to impress upon you. This stuff works.
Incumbent is here. They play defense.
Over here are the insurgents, the insurgent women, the underdogs. These are the change leaders. They love change.
Magic at its best is about looking for bigger dreams. This is exactly the time when we need more magicians.
Now, the first thing you have to do is you have to understand perceptions. You can't win a campaign unless you understand where the voters are perceptually.
I believe creativity needs a deadline and innovation needs an election day.
The way magicians operate, we magicians love the fact that we begin with the impossible. When you begin with the impossible, you automatically think different.
Be bold, for there's magic in it. Playing a little more offense is absolutely central to our success.
Over the last year, Coca-Cola has developed 500 new products. 3 of them taste like Coca-Cola.
We need facts. We need a change leader to come in. Hang on one second, let me finish. The question that we should ask Larry and the Trump campaign is, where does the money come from? You want to talk about emotion, and emotion drives everything.
Morey can awaken the insurgent inside audiences and help them rediscover the true essence of a winner.
He's founder and chairman of DMG and one of America's top strategists. He's advised 5 Nobel Peace Prize winners and 16 winning global presidential campaigns, and helped add hundreds of millions of dollars in market value to some of the world's best companies. David Morey, award-winning author of The Underdog Advantage, is one of today's most sought-after speakers.
I want to speak with you this morning about how to win. in any form of combat, whoever goes on the offense first wins. And I think we need the underdog, the insurgent advantage today, because in business, these are the toughest times we've ever seen. And the underdog, insurgent, they have the advantage everywhere we look.
As a magician, he's entertained at the most powerful events, including twice at the official inaugural ball for the 44th President of the United States, and on stages around the world. Morey's 3 new books, The Insurgent Advantage, CEO as Candidate, and Be the Magician, 9 Secrets that will empower your business with imagination, all teach people how to think differently, to innovate, to lead, to win, igniting audiences' imaginations around the world.
We can watch and learn from some great magicians as business leaders, because magicians are really good at this. They're crazy, they're innovative, they're constantly changing their methods. You know, innovation doesn't happen inside the center of a big company. Playing offense with your imagination, using it to understand your destination 3, 4, 5 years from today, absolutely critical strategic exercise. There is danger under some of these cuts to say the word stop at any point in all the businesses that you have to engage in. We know there is risk, but some people like me think we focus too much on those risks, not enough on reward, because there is danger in today's world. And we can't focus too much on danger. We got to play offense. We have to be bold. For boldness has genius, power, and magic in it.
Remember, imagination can make magicians of us all.
With us today, R.J. Harris, a talk radio show host, and David Morey, a Democratic strategist and DMG Global CEO. This special master request seems to be dragging on, RJ. Will it do any good? The former Attorney General doesn't seem to think it matters at this point.
Well, what matters is they're able to take this issue and move it along and keep it at the top of the news cycle for how long now? It's been weeks. And it's sucking the oxygen out of the room so that, according to an Emerson poll done here in Pennsylvania, 45% or more think the economy is number 1. Abortion was number 2 in the list at 14%. So the economy's up there at the top, and this sucks all the oxygen out of the room. I don't think your average American really gives a darn at this point.
David, what do you think? Do Americans give a darn about the raid on Mar-a-Lago?
Well, I think they do. I do agree with RJ that they are going to focus more on the economy than anything else. But look at this 2 ways. Legally, I hate to agree with Bill Barr and Judge Napolitano and Karl Rove, but there's no defending the the legal dimension of this, as Bill Barr said. You can't defend it. On the national security front, the best interpretation is gross misjudgment. The worst is some bad episode of Homeland. You know, there were reports in 2021 in May of a Russian spy on the grounds of Mar-a-Lago. What could go wrong there? So, you know, I've had 4 national top security clearances over several decades. Serious stuff here. People, those stars on the wall of the CIA, 139 of them, some relate to these national security breakdowns, top security breakdowns. And I would just say one more thing. This is not about Republican, Democrat, right, left. This is about national security interest, incitement to political violence. You know, the idea of fully, which former President Trump said yesterday, fully pardoning, which he'll look at very, very seriously, those that have been indicted related to the January 6 calls and delivering a formal apology. That's the way you lose a general election. I will agree with RJ, though. If this becomes about the economy and the inflation, this gets a lot tougher for the Democrats 2 months from now.
And that's what it should be about. Come on. I mean, why are we mired in this? And when we talk about security breaches, do you want me to go down the path of Hunter Biden and Hillary and all that? You'll just say, well, there he is. He's a conservative talk show host. No, those issues are real. And it's been said that every president takes documents. Obama took millions of documents. I wonder what's in there.
Well, that's just a lot of mistruths in there. But let's get back to this. I'm not saying the election shouldn't be about the economy. It always should be about the economy in the future. But it also should be about a former president who's breaching national security laws. If RJ or I did this, we'd be in jail right now. So this has got to go through the legal process. Looks like this judge will grant a special master. But this is serious stuff. And I believe, by the way, this precludes Trump, at this point, to the extent we can look at this, from winning in 2024.
Well,
But that was
David,
the goal. The goal was to damage Trump so that he can't run for office again, period. And it started before Mar-a-Lago.
Well, I
that's
think
what I was.
Trump did that damage more than anyone else.
Go ahead, David, because a lot of Trump supporters think that this very unusual raid on the home of a former president was simply done to poison a political opponent.
Yeah, and I understand that, and that's a dangerous time in which this is the inflection point we're in now, when everyone interprets anything in the worst sense, one extreme versus another. Look, the one thing we might agree on this Labor Day weekend is the dysfunction of our political system versus the magic of our private sector, and they're out of sync right now. Both parties agree on that. Both parties have blame on that. And I think that's going to be a lot of what drives the future issues here. But to say Donald Trump has nothing to do with this, and this is, go ahead. I'll close. To say Donald Trump has no culpability here is just not true.
What about Thursday night? Are you telling me that speech was a tremendous speech that really addressed a lot of issues that we have and was designed to bring the country together? He's supposed to be the guy that's bringing the country together. That was very divisive.
You mentioned the speech, and I want to play this from the White House spokeswoman and also the president. Listen.
No, it's not a political speech. This is an opportunity, again, for the president to directly have a conversation with the American people.
The Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
So Corinne Jean-Pierre says this was not a political speech. David, can you agree with that?
Well, I would respectfully say that was a political speech because it's politics, and that's part of where we are today. But listen, I think that what that speech was about, in some ways, Trump is moving faster. Look at what he said at the rally yesterday. He's moving faster, and what Joe Biden did was define his opponent, which is what you do in a campaign, and by that define himself, define the future, and define a subset, a small subset of Trump supporters who I think of as extreme MAGA. Who don't believe in rule of law, who believe in, are inciting political violence. Nothing was wrong with 9/11, and also who believe in an election, two things happen: either you win or you were cheated, and that's not the American system. We can do better than that.
I haven't heard many Trump supporters saying nothing was wrong with 9/11. David, RJ, I'll give you the last word.
No.
In fact,
January 6th. January 6th. January 6th, right. The morning after that, I condemned all of that. I went on the air and publicly, and still to this day, say those who did what they did there should have been arrested. However, everybody who showed up in Washington that day, including Doug Mastriano, who was nowhere near the Capitol with his wife, he went to the rally, he then left, and yet everybody who went there that day, including relatives of mine, are painted as hooligans, and that's just not so. Millions of Americans support Trump, and we're anything but hooligans. We're more for the, now the Democrats are saying we're against the Constitution. Biden is actually coming out as the law and order president. He wants to back the police. You've got to be kidding me.
We're going to have to leave it. We're going to have to leave it there. Monday's a holiday, but we don't have all weekend for this. RJ and David, it's good to talk to you. Thank you both.
Thank you, John.
Nice to be here. Thank you.